But let's go. We've got a full fixture this weekend. But I said I pray for them at least. We have a full round of fixtures this weekend in the Premier League. Some very interesting top of the table clash going on. First of all, this weekend starts on Saturday at 3 o'clock with a London derby. Crystal Palace taking on Fulham. Then Luton Town will welcome Wolverhampton Wanderers to that their small stadium. Nottingham Forest travel to the Etihad as guests of Manchester City, while Brentford welcomes Everton. While Burnley later at 8 p.m. will take on Manchester United. On Sunday, Arsenal, not London derby, the biggest game of the weekend. Arsenal will play at home to Tottenham Hotspur. Now, is this the real test for Arsenal, or is this the real test for Tottenham Hotspur? We'll find out. We'll find that out on Sunday. Then Brighton and Hove Albion will take on AFC Bournemouth, while Chelsea go up against Aston Villa. Then Liverpool versus West Ham, and the final game of the weekend will see Sheffield United take on Newcastle United. Guys, let us start with Burnley up against Manchester United. Manchester United going through the kind of times they would have never prayed for after all the investment in the club, despite the attacks on the Glazers and all of that. But I think they've invested enough. They've released the money for investments. Onana has come in. Several other players have come in. Yet United can't still get it right. Will they survive out of more this weekend against Burnley? First, let's start with you, because we know you're going to roll up the stats.
The stars actually favors Man U in this. In the last 5 matches they've played, when I do my last 5 matches, I'm trying to put this in context for Figo and others that watch us, so that they don't get it wrong. I always use the last 5 matches, so that including every match they've played, EFL, Premiership, or FA. So that way you have an idea the last 5 times this team has met and what was the scores. So the last 5 matches they've played, Man U actually won 4 and 1 draw. So Burnley has not been able to win Man U, unfortunately. Bets and even the bookmakers in this is giving Man U 55% to win this, and Burnley 22%. There's a 23% drop by the bookmakers. In this case, I don't want to go with the bookmakers. I think Man U is not in the best of form, like we just rightfully discussed about Nana and the defense of Man U so far. The injuries in that team at this point is going to affect and has been affecting the football. The attack is still potent and still doing very well, but that defense clearly, I don't think at this point it's looking shaky, and it will continue to be shaky until those defenders and Onana get his ass together. So this match, I don't think Man U will take the day. Draw is written all over this match. Burnley being the compact team that we want to defend and hold on to defense and try to take their chances through set piece and opportunities like that. I think we'll try to nick maybe goes through that way. They would like to use the template they use against us now. I think that's the same thing they would likely want to do. They use any team that plays attacking and expansive football. So I think Man U will struggle to score, and at the end of the day, this match will end draw. I see a goalless draw in this.
Interesting. Femi, Burnley, Femi is already shaking. He's already shaking his head. Femi, Manchester United, Burnley, or Burnley, Manchester United.
Well, I mean, at top ball, you probably expect a lot from Burnley, but also if you see their results across the season so far, they did well. Away at Forest, yes, but I mean, United are a top team, a top team, and on their day they can take on any team in the Premier League, including Man City, on their day. I don't mean every week, on their day, and you don't know what Man United will turn up. I think they would be absolutely seething from losing out to Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and also you can tell that when they came to the Emirates, they also lost as well. So they haven't had the greatest start to the season. They're far down in 13th at the minute, just next to Chelsea, on top of Chelsea in the league table. So if I was going to call it, I would still call it for United because of the experience the guys have. Burnley are not a team yet that I think can hold their own against the likes of Man United. I don't think so yet. So I think there'll be a clear distinction in the results. They might get a goal, which is not impossible, but I think United will probably win this one by 3-1. So this for me is a United game. Oh, it's got United written all over it. 3-1 for me.
Sir? I'm stunned. Okay. Well, it's a prediction for me.
That's a big shocker.
I thought I didn't hear right, but it's okay. It's okay. Eddie, where do you stand?
Listen, Burnley just got off the mark. Got their first point against Nottingham Forest. It's very, very unlucky in that game, because the second goal that was robbed off from VAR, and sometimes you kind of wonder what are they looking for. I mean, I don't understand. The player was running towards the box. I don't know where his hand is supposed to be, as he's running towards the box. And that had no real impact on the actual goal that was scored, but it was turned up, which would have been their first win, of the Premier League. But they got a point to get them off the mark. Their goalkeeper did very well, Trafford, in that game, and Burnley is playing at home. With all the injuries that are affecting United right now, I'm very hard pressed to understand, how United are going to sort of start off in this game. And they're also having problems, putting the ball in the back of the net. But I have to say, Rasmus Højlund is looking like a decent striker. And I think, he will be a threat for Burnley. So I do see United scoring, but I'm not very confident about them keeping it clean at the back as well. So this is why I'm probably leaning to a draw, in this game. Probably a 1-1, a 2-2 draw. I'll probably say 1-1 because I think that Burnley have the ability to score at least one goal, and United will probably score a goal through Rasmus because I'm not quite sure what's happening in Radford. So that's going to be a very difficult game. United hasn't really been traveling very well. It's at Old Trafford up until they lost to Brighton. That I think they were unbeaten in 26 games or so. Festus, you could probably validate that. And so away from home is where they've really, really struggled. So them playing Burnley away from home, I think that the Champions League slump, hopefully they will get over it, but I don't think it will be in time to get over Burnley. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that game.
Wow. Eddie predicted a draw. Awesome. Anyway, I'm not. So one of my problems with this game is the fact that Burnley, they played some very exciting football in the championship last year, and that won them the championship. They blew a lot of people away, but they've come to a higher level, and they're having to learn to adapt this expansive style they brought from the championship to what is obtainable in the Premier League, because the Premier League is another level beyond what they've ever experienced. So they are still learning. They are still trying to put the things together. We can see the improvement, by the game. Against Nottingham Forest, they were more pragmatic in the way they played against Nottingham Forest. They deprived the guys, the guys in the middle, time and space on the ball. And that was why Odoi's goal was a very fortuitous goal. Nobody saw that goal coming. Every time Taiwo Awoniyi was on the ball, he was properly marked. They didn't give him space to run. And Taiwo Awoniyi knows how to put the ball down on his chest or his thighs and then push it forward, beat his marker. But now they didn't allow him time to even control the ball or turn. And the same thing happened to Odoi for a bit. But then that Taiwo Awoniyi's control, that they eventually passed, the assist for the goal, drew everybody away from Odoi. Odoi was away from goal. It looked like a harmless place to be, and that led to the goal. So they're still learning to adapt their style to a lot of Premier League teams. So it's not surprising that they got their first point against one of their fellow newcomers, in the league. And that's my only problem with them going up against Manchester United. As poor as United might have started the season, I'm here. I saw it started. This is the poorest they've started in some years. I can't remember how many years anymore. But as poor as it might be, they're not lacking. They're not lacking players who can create magic for them. Criticize Bruno for all he wants. Bruno is one of those guys that it might just be invisible all game, one or two chances, and he gets a good, he's in position to get a penalty or score a good goal. Rashford is also still in the team. He's also playing. Casemiro is also scoring goals, and set pieces can also be one of the things. And so I feel like it's going to be a very close one, but I think it's going to end in a draw between the two sides, and it's going to be a score draw. Two apiece. I'm thinking will happen in the game. Let's go to another game this weekend. West Ham United started the season so well. They are flying very, very high. They look very, very comfortable. They look very compact at the back. In the midfield, they look like they know how to. Ward-Prowse has come into the side and is taking over that Declan Rice leadership and playing position, and is doing a lot of good things for them. So Liverpool at home to West Ham United. Liverpool also have finally found their form. They are playing so well. They are getting good results. On the way, Mohamed Salah is beginning to look exciting again. You talk about Luis Diaz. You talk about all the support cast. They are beginning to look like they're looking the part. 5 games into the season, first game they wobbled. They've won the 4. They won 4 on the trot. I think they will be too hot for West Ham United to handle, especially because they are playing at Anfield. But then, if there is a team that I think can find a way around that Liverpool defense that I don't think is as solid as Jurgen Klopp would like it to be, I think it's Antonio and the rest of the guys playing up front for West Ham United. So this is another game I'm predicting a score draw in this one, and I see this game ending in a 1-1 draw. So let's start with you guys. Femi, Liverpool, West Ham.
Well, Kali, I don't understand your reasoning, and I don't understand the rationale behind you thinking.
You don't know football now, so you don't understand some of these things.
That's true. I agree with you totally, and that's why I'm your coach and your manager and your mentor. But in all fairness, you have a point in the sense that yes, West Ham have been absolutely brilliant this season. Where I think Liverpool will edge it is going back to the first game of the season at home. Away to Chelsea, they scored first and then got a second goal that was chopped up. If that had stayed on and VAR had not chopped that off, I think they would have beaten Chelsea 100% of the day. So Luis Diaz is scoring goals again. Helped them midweek. Yesterday in Europa League, they've got Nunes back scoring goals as well. Gakpo was in the goal among the goals last weekend, we should say. And of course, they've got Virgil van Dijk back from suspension. So Salah is going to be interested in scoring, I think, as always. Like you said, he seems to be finding form again. One of the most exciting players in Premier League history. If you look at his record, 236 games for Liverpool before yesterday, and they had actually matched Ronaldo's record and also gone past it as well. So for me, I think Liverpool may edge it. Why do I think so? They both played on Thursday in the Europa League, but Liverpool are at home, so they get more time to rest and recover, whereas West Ham will need to travel all the way to Liverpool. It's not an easy journey, even though the players spend more time in the air than they spend on ground these days. So I'm not convinced about your prediction. You've got the right to it, but I think Liverpool might just edge this 2-1 because of their quality. Because Salah will be back in there, Van Dijk will be back in there, and I don't see any reason why they would want to give that up, right? So that's my thinking. I would definitely give it to to Liverpool. 2-1 result
Liverpool.
for them.
Awesome. Festus.
Kelly, what was your prediction again?
1-1 draw.
Oh, no wonder he's disagreeing with you. I also want to disagree with you.
Why are you people disagreeing or agreeing with me? Do your own predictions now.
I want, because you said for, I'm writing on what you said really. I want to disagree a bit with you. I know it's going to be a very highly contested match because both teams are actually in good form. The last 5 matches that have been played, Liverpool has won 4 and drew 1, like Femi mentioned, which they could have won against Chelsea. And also, if you look at West Ham, they've won 3, they've lost 1, and they've drew 1. And both teams are really, really doing well, playing very good football. Based on that, I will also want to edge it to Liverpool. Why? Because the basic reason they are playing at Anfield, that's a very tough place. They've basically taken most points when they play in Anfield, and because they are always fired up because of the crowd support, I think Liverpool will come to the party in this. And when you look at, even if I go through the stats, also the bookmakers, they are giving Liverpool 69% to win this, as against 14% for West Ham. So I want to stay on the bookmakers with this. And if you look at, in terms of their stats, also what they've done so far this season, Liverpool has scored 12 goals, which means they are really, out of the 5 matches, they are really firing on all cylinders, and they are conceding less goals compared to last season. They've conceded just 4. They have a goals difference of 8. So the difference here is West Ham. West Ham also has scored 10 goals, but they are conceding more. They've conceded 7 goals in the 5 matches played. So you could see, and when you look at the attacking prowess of Liverpool, you could see Diaz, Nunes, Salah, Gokwa, they are all in form. Everybody is playing well, and everybody seems to have synchronized this season, and they are really, really doing well. So I see this not even being a bit tight. I see this match ending 3-1. So I'll give this 3-1 for Liverpool.
3-1 to Liverpool. Eddie.
Yeah, so very interesting predictions there. I think, the important things about this particular game: 1, West Ham are unbeaten away from home. And Liverpool are also very strong, at Anfield. So something has got to give. I think, unfortunately for West Ham, they're not going to make it 4 consecutive away from home victories in the Premier League, because I think that they're going to lose in this game. And the reason for that is it's going to be one of those games where you're going to look at the scoreline and it might end up being 3-1, but you will think that, Liverpool completely outclassed West Ham. And I think the best game to look at is what happened against West Ham and Man City. That game wasn't as if Man City just blew them out of the water. It was very evenly contested until, Man City showed with their superior quality over West Ham. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this game. Liverpool just have that just extra quality. They have a good coach. They have, a world-class, player up front with Salah. It seems like Nunes is scoring every other game, now. And Diaz always seems to be in and among the goals. So, from their frontline perspective, I don't think there's a drop-off there. The challenge for Liverpool has always been in their midfield. Can their midfield, keep up with what's going on? And so far, so good. It seems like they're just doing enough, and they will get better, right? The chemistry will get better between the midfield and the striker. So, but I just think that extra quality that Liverpool have is just going to edge it for West Ham. So I'm actually going to go for a 3-1, edge it against
Liverpool.
Yeah, so 3-1 victory to Liverpool.